Welcome everybody to the seasonal diet, eating what our ancestors ate when they ate it like we were evolved to do. This is a rant. I wanted to find out what your guys' thoughts are about this, but this is just my usual rants and my regular crappy talking. So when we find these studies, modern studies kind of confirming what ancient humans believed. I've done a lot of videos these past couple weeks about the herbs and how they were used medicinally over the thousands of years. And it turns out our ancestors actually weren't that dumb. A lot of these herbal remedies have been proven by science to be at least somewhat successful. I think the only reason that these have been somewhat successful only is because maybe they're just testing it out on the wrong people, right? Say we take a European herb, and in ancient times, we have plenty of records that this herb definitely cured a certain illness, a certain medical condition or disease or whatever. We have plenty of sources that some of these plants worked 100% of the time. But when we take those plants to today, and the doctors and lab coats and the pharmaceutical industry has done studies on these same plants, it's not like that. They show some effects, but it's not enough to confirm. Maybe they only showed like 20%, 30%, 50% effectiveness of this plant that ancient humans believed had 100% success in what it was meant to do. What if the only reason that is because the test subjects are the wrong people? What if in ancient times the reason they had success with it is because they was all Europeans that they used the European medicinal herbal medicine for? That's why it works. What if the ancient Chinese medicine, that worked 100% of the time back then because they only tested it on Chinese. But today, the pharmaceutical companies test it out and they take the same European herb and they put some Europeans in there, and that test group, they take some Asians, they take some Africans, they take some South Americans, and they put it all in that group, and maybe that stuff only works on the Europeans. I don't know, this is just me theorizing, but it could be true. I think it's very important to, in these studies, look at the ancestry of the people who are being tested on, right? Same thing as me. If I go to Asia and I involve myself in a test about, could be anything, could be ginseng. Maybe ginseng works for certain, medical ailments for Asian people, but it doesn't work for me because my ancestors have never had ginseng in their life. So that's just my thoughts. I think it's important, and I think this should be included as one of the variables, one of the factors that could have effects on the outcome of those studies.